G'day everyone, James here with J&P Lawn Services, bringing you another video. Excuse me. This one, I can't even hear myself. There we go. This video is just going to be kind of short. As you can tell, I'm going to go out mowing soon when Dad gets back home. But I thought I'd make a quick little video. I know a couple of videos back I made one about my new, unboxing my hour meters. So I, put them on at some point. Well, I made a like 1 minute long video for Instagram a few days back about, but yep, I've put them on. So I've got one on the BG56, got one on the FS94, and one on the hedge TG25. So I was kind of puzzled at first because I'm like, well, there aren't any instructions of these things, and what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to put it on, But eventually I figured it out. I watched a couple of other videos of people who had put them on, and I saw what you actually do is I've stuck it down now with some adhesive, those whatever you call them. But pretty much there's a wire that you can see. Let's get the camera right. There, just in that little slot bit. You can kind of see it. You can trim the wires. I trimmed it, so you pretty much get one end of the wire and you wrap it around the spark plug cable. You can see it easily on the Honda here. So you see there, I've wrapped it around a few times. So when the engine's running and the spark's going through, it registers that electrical charge, passes it through the cable, around, under here, out there. Didn't trim this one. Probably can't be bothered at the moment. And that goes into here, and that little, let's see if I can get the camera close enough. Okay, so that little kind of hourglass indicator on the left, that starts flashing when the engine's running. I'll actually show you in a moment. Yeah, let's show you. Let's show it at work. Down the fuel. So yeah, this is a cold start. This hasn't been started since last Saturday. It's Friday now. It's, what time is it? 11:38. It's 11. Wow. Okay. So yeah, this is obviously the GSV190. So no choke. Well, it's got a choke, but it's auto choke. So you just put it in fast there, and give it a pull. Yeah. Or two, maybe. Very good ad for Honda's one pull start, isn't it? First time, every time. Let's try again. There we go. Alright. Idle it down. As you can see, hopefully you guys can hear me. You can see now, that hourglass timer is back on and off. So it's showing at the end of the day. So it starts picking up the numbers here, and then it's in the hours. But yeah. Let's see if I can stall this thing actually. It says it's stalled trying to get idle engagement of blades. Ooh, no it doesn't. It doesn't, okay. Wow. Anyway, enough of that. But yeah, so you can see now it's stopped again. It stopped flashing. So yeah, that's pretty much what the hour meter does. And so this is really handy for things like service reminders and so on. So every 50 hours, I know, change the oil, take it in for a service, whatever. Maybe every 100 hours, I'm not using them tons. Every 100 hours, take it in for a service. Every 50 or 20, I think it's 25, change the oil there. So yeah, I've wired it in on the spark plug under here, and I've just cut it really short there. I had to actually take the entire cover off for this one. I had to do a similar thing for this. I had to take the cover off so I could get the wire in properly, because the spark plug for this is actually under here, but then to kind of, because this seals flat, I had to kind of take the cover off, and then, but it works. It works. So I've got all these out now because I'm about to go off to one of my smaller jobs Actually, just behind one of my friend's schools, actually. And right near my best friend's house. It's her birthday yesterday, so yeah, happy birthday, Elena. 16. Can you believe it? We're all getting older. But yeah, so good. Put myself back around. There we go. So yeah, that's the hour meters, and I'll see how many hours I can clock up on them. I'll see how many I get just today for each individual thing, so I know, roughly how much to a tank, that kind of thing. I've just filled up the Honda actually, because that was really low. As you can see, I've got my big 10-litre jerry can here. Maybe you can't see it yet. So I've pretty much got a little 5-litre can over in the box iron trailer that I keep for on the job refueling and oops, sorry. Zoom. So I've got my little 2-litre can or 3-litre can of 50-1 for the Stihls, and I can chuck my 40-1 mixing bowl in there for the hedge trimmer and stuff, and my multi-tool if I need it, but because there's so little room in there I don't normally. And then I can't just fill up the little 5-litre can for the straight unleaded with this until this runs out. But as you can see, it's pretty low. It's probably down to about here, so I'm going to take this with us today, see if Dad can stop off at the petrol station on the way to his job. Yeah, because I need more petrol and I want to get it before the prices shoot back up again, because they were pretty high recently, and I was like, oh, I don't want to fill up. I'm going to go into the office, and yeah, that's still moving. Okay. But yes, you can see I've pretty much just got the spare bits of cable in here, because I don't know, I just don't want to deal with them. Yeah, so that's my hour meters and how they're going. I'll see how many I can get on them today. I don't know how many I'm doing. I might just do the one lawn, but I've kind of oh yeah, in case any of you are wondering why I am in year 10 and wandering around out of school on a school day, it's because my school has teacher professional development days, whatever they call them. So today and tomorrow, so Thursday and Friday, are 2 of those days for this term. So we get the days off school, yay. But I've got exams coming up, so it's pretty much just study, and assessments and all that kind of crap you have to deal with in year 10 at a private school. Yeah, it's fun. I just finished a maths assessment actually, because obviously I've been on camp for the past week and it's stuffed everything up, so they're like, well, just because you go on camp doesn't mean you miss assessments, miss homework, all that. You still have to catch up. So I'm just using these couple of days to do that. Yeah, actually, I was going to try and make a separate video on this last night before I actually found this Sony Handycam here, because Dad had put it away and I didn't know where it was until I found it this morning. But I was going to make a video last night just quickly on my iPhone, and post it up about my camp, because I know I mentioned it in a couple of my previous videos, but I haven't really spoken about it. I think it was actually a fantastic camp. Even though it was really hard, it was a really good learning experience. I know you won't hear me say that too often about camps, but it was. It wasn't just about the friends I made and got closer to. It was more like what we learnt, because yeah, we had camp staff there, yeah, we had a couple of our homeroom teachers there, but what we didn't have was the constant holding your hand, guiding you through everything. We didn't have that. Just gonna close the door so it doesn't get too cold in here. We had to think for ourselves, and that was the kind of mantra of the camp, is thinking for yourself, because in the real world, when you're in your 30s and 40s and 50s, 60s, 70s, however old you are, there's not going to be someone there holding your hand the whole way. And I think that was really the point of this camp, was that, we have to kind of start thinking for ourselves at some point and thinking, I wonder how I'd make that cake, rather than, oh, Miss Jones, do you know how to make a cake? You can't do that. Yeah, okay, we've got Google. I can go on my computer right now. I can go on my computer. I can bring up Google and say how to make... Oh, make a cake. And it will come up with 42,300 results in 0.79 seconds on how to make a cake. It has it right here, step by step, right? But, you know, what happens if I turn off Wi-Fi? What happens then? Okay, that was fucking useless. Oh, that's right, sorry. I've got plugged in because the modem's right there. But what happens if there's no Wi-Fi, right? What happens then? There's no instructions, you know? There's not always going to be instructions. There's not always going to be Google. There's not always going to be something or someone else that can answer your questions. And I'm going to be scared if I don't plug this back in, so I'm going to plug it back in before I get back onto my inspirational talk. Alright. But yeah, so that was the point of this camp was, well, you know, what if you don't have Google to say, how do I bake a cake? What if you don't have, you know, the teacher there that can help you with your maths homework? What if you don't have someone there to teach you how to kayak? We went kayaking on my camp. We went sailing on my camp. The one thing the teachers said to us was, none of you go anywhere until the safety boat, they have a speedboat that they use if we needed help or whatever, they'd come out. But unless we were like sinking or going out of the area where they could kind of monitor us, they didn't do anything. We weren't taught how to sail. We weren't taught how to kayak. We were in catamarans, right? Those Hobie things. Yep. 4 of us to a boat. There wasn't a teacher sitting with us. We were sailing around the Gippsland Lakes on our own. Maybe the teacher would be a couple of k's away in the speedboat, but that was it. We had to figure out how to sail for ourselves. I was actually pretty surprised with my group at how good me and one of the other kids were, because I don't know, it just happened to come naturally to us. I don't know whether it's because I'm really mechanically minded. I just kind of know how to do all that, and also because obviously some of you would know I'm a student pilot down at Moorabbin Airport. I'm learning to fly at the moment in little Cessnas. I don't know, maybe it's just because of that that I kind of used to how to steer things and how to kind of deal with the wind and all those sorts of things. But yeah, there wasn't someone to teach us all that. We had to think, and that was again the point of the camp. You're not always going to have someone to teach you. Sometimes you're going to have to teach yourself, and that's, you know, that's what I've done with my business. It's related. I can relate a lot to my business actually with what I learned on that camp, because, you know, no one taught me how to start up a YouTube page. You know, no one ever taught me that. No one taught me how to make videos. That's probably why they're absolute shit, but excuse my language, but they are. Sort of, I know, you tell me. But you know, no one told me how to post a video. No one taught me how to use Facebook. No one taught me how to order new shirts and everything on Vistaprint. You know? No one taught me how to fly an aeroplane on my flight simulator. So, you know, oh, shout out to Mario Sands, I think it is. Thank you, Mario. I think he's got a YouTube channel. Shout out to him. He's an awesome guy. Go check him out. But yeah, so no one's taught me a lot of the things I've done in life. My dad taught me how to mow when I was younger, but apart from that, we didn't have a trimmer when I was younger. We didn't have a blower when I was younger. We had what's called a broom and one of those, I'm going to show you. We had one of those brooms and a little, one of those hand edges. Excuse the clutter in the shed, but we started off with this broom, and where is it? Where the hell has it gone? Oh, here, that's right. This. We have one of these things to edge. Now I've got one of these things to edge. In fact, I've got 2 of them. I've got one there, got one out there, got another one there, got another one there, got another one down there, got a big 4-stroke edger there, got a huge brush cutter here, got another broom. You know, So it's evolved. But no one taught me how to use a trimmer. No one taught me how to use a pole saw, or a hedge trimmer, or an edger, or a brush cutter. No one taught me any of those things. No one taught me how I should use a shredder vac. This is the mower down here, this Morrison. That was the first mower I ever used. I've actually got a photo of me when I was 3 years old using that mower. And, you know, that was the first time I ever mowed. So I'm just going to stop my music. But yeah, so that's how life starts off. You don't always start off with all the big, you know, fancy tools. I started off using that, edging our lawn. It's a hard lot of work, but it does a good job. And you'd sweep all the leaves and grass clippings off the lawn, you know? Those days are gone now. Like, look how many blowers I've got. I've got 3 just here, just at our house. I've got another 2 up at our farm, including my backpack one. So, you know, life changes. I haven't touched a broom in, I think, 4 years now, because I've got that thing, you know? I haven't touched that little metal edger thing in ages, because I got this thing to do it for me. People used to use those little reel push mowers, you know? Little barrel ones. I've got 3 of them, I think. Never use them, but I've got them. So, you know, that just shows how technology evolves. Back when I was like 4, we had one of those massive bulky computers, and now I've got this thing. This used to be my school computer right here. I use this for schoolwork. They give it to you and you lease it out, something like that. But that's what I used to use for schoolwork. You know, they would have cost a fortune just 10 years ago. And now, you know, I bought that after using it at school for a year or 2. We bought that off the school for $75 or something, right? So it's just, things change so quickly. And you've got to kind of keep up with that, or down you go. And that's the thing. Everything's getting more complicated these days. Everything's getting, you know, there's more in everything. Like if you said even just 10 years ago, oh, I want a phone that can fit in my pocket. I can call people on it. I can text people on it. I can take photos. I can send emails to people. Like, they'd say, you're crazy, mate. You know, those massive Nokia brick phones, you know, 10, 15 years ago. And now I've got this, right? And I can do whatever on this. I don't even need to enter a password on this. I put my thumb on the home button, I press it, and it unlocks, right? I can go through, oh, do I need help with the math sum? Fine, I've got calculator there. Do I need to see what time it is in, what time should we look at? What time is it in Bern, Switzerland? It's 3:53 AM. Or London, or New York, Paris, Rome, Perth, anywhere. Palermo, near where my family is, in Sicily, 3:54 AM. Right? I want to play music to my Bluetooth headphones. I go on music, and it's there. You know? When would you ever have been able to do all this 10 years ago? You'd go to the bank if you needed to make a deposit. I've got my banking app right there. Snapchat. No one even heard of that 10 years ago. You can control half the stuff in your flippin' house now. On the Apple Home thing. I don't use it, but you can, you can Google anything. You can see maps. You can, like, there's just so much technology. And it's advanced so fast. Like, you know, we just think, oh yeah, it's like, meh. Just another iPhone, just another computer, just another Xbox. Oh, look at that, that's got 4K on it. Who cares? 4K's old now. Right? We didn't even know about 4K 5 years ago, 6 years ago. No, it was like 480p, right? This is a 3 or 4 year old camera I'm videoing myself on right now, and if you look at every single one of my videos, it's got HD next to it, right? HD, 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 HT, T, D. You know, like when would we have done this? No one would have done this. You need to be 16 to drive a car. I'm 15, I'm not even 16 yet. I turned 16 in October and I'm going around Cranbourne flying a $750,000 aeroplane. Right? In a few lessons' time, I'll be flying it solo, without an instructor. And you can't even drive a car on your own. It's maybe $20,000. Doesn't make sense. I can go up to Qantas and say, hey, I've got my commercial pilot's license, can I fly an A380? And they could, technically speaking, say, yeah, sure, once I'm 18 years old. I don't even have my full driver's license by that time. I'm sorry for all the aeroplane mentions, by the way. It's just, that's kind of my life, lawnmowers and aeroplanes. If you want to know my previous life, it was vacuum cleaners and rubbish trucks. Yep, I know. I wasn't one of those kids that wanted to be a fireman. I know, like, every other guy in my level wanted to either play footy or be a fireman. I did Auskick, that's as far as I went. Other than that, it was garbage trucks and vacuum cleaners. Yeah. But anyway, so back to the point of what I learnt from camp. It's just, you know, sometimes you have to think for yourself. I see so many people every day complaining on Facebook, Google, anything about, oh, you know, oh, this thing's not working. Oh, it just stopped working. I've taken it back, called our customer service, blah, 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 blah. But I'm thinking, mate, have you, like, turned on your brain for a second and thought about yourself? I wonder why my lawnmower's not starting. Has it got petrol in it? No. Alright, problemo solved. Has it got oil in it? No. Yeah, well, maybe you need to put oil in it. You don't need to go to your nearest Honda dealer to have them put oil in your lawnmower for you. If you'd like me to show you how to put oil in a lawnmower, I'll gladly do so. It's very simple. I'm 15 years old, I know how to do it. I've known how to do it for many years. I was doing it when I was 7 or 8, right? Like, I've been brought up in a family, I'm an only child. I shouldn't have been, but I am. And, you know, I've been taught a lot by my parents. I've got Italian grandparents. They've taught me how to cook since I was 2 or 3. They've taught me Italian since I was 2 or 3. I can't remember a lot of it now because I just don't have time to practice. But for some reason, if I go over to Italy, I can speak Italian, because it's at different environments and no one else speaks English. Everyone speaks Italian, so your brain kind of says, oh yeah, Italian, we gotta remember this, and then suddenly it just comes back to me. Elena, I was talking about, it was her birthday yesterday. She's Swiss. She does the same thing, and you know, she spent her life growing up in Switzerland near Bern, in a little town where, you know, they're kind of an hour's flight from everything in Europe, pretty much. And, you know, so she grew up not only just learning, oh yeah, English is hard enough to teach our kids, God, you know, how about Japanese when they're in year 2? By the time she came over to Australia in year 6, she was basically fluent in German, Swiss German, English, French, like, you know, Italian as well. For a kid that was, what, 13 years old maybe? 12 years old? Come on, seriously, that's decent. Even I only knew English, a bit of Italian and some Japanese at that point. But it shows you what different environments do. Once you're put into an environment where you just, you know, you can't do something unless you think about it yourself, it completely changes everything, and that's what my camp was about, you know? And now, oh god, saying low battery. That's like my worst nightmare. It's when my phone is on like 1% and I'm just like, get to the charger! But yeah, so just to wrap the video up, yeah, so hour meters are good. Think for yourself. You can go and bitch and moan and everything online, but if you don't think for yourself, you're never going to learn anything. There's not always going to be someone out there who can come up with a magical solution for you. You just have to think about it, you know. Just wait, pause, say, do I know the answer to this? Do I really have to ask someone else? If you do, that's fine. everyone needs to ask other people questions. That's understandable. I do it. Everyone else does it. Okay, it's okay. But if there's things that you know pretty clearly yourself, like how to turn on a fan, or how to make a cake. I reckon everyone should know how to make a basic cake, right? But just pause and say, do I really need to be asking other people this? Yeah. So, that was a very long and off-topic video for you. I'm sorry about that. I often kind of get distracted and carried away and everything. But yeah, hopefully it was a good one. Hopefully you learned something for it. Step back and think. It's great. It's really helped me in the lawn care industry, doing that. But yeah. Have a great day, everyone. I'll try and get some more videos up. I'm not sure, though. Yes, if I do, you'll see them. If I don't, I'm sorry. Yeah, so have a great day, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your week. See ya.